How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Modern Mountain Man Project. Today, Bjorn and I are doing a little bit of scouting. Both scouting for big game. Elk and deer season, general season, is coming up in a little bit more than a week. And I am also scouting for some firewood because while I'm not running low right now, wouldn't be bad to get a little bit extra. So we're gonna go poke around in a couple new spots that I have never been to. That's one of the good parts of having so much public land, is there's a lot to explore. Now, admittedly, the downside is what you don't realize unless you are living literally right next to public land is just how far away it is. And I hope that the camera's catching that. Look at that hawk up there in the tree. Holy crap, that's cool. So this first spot here has a couple benefits. As you can see, it has recently been logged. So it doesn't look very nice, but wildlife love this. And it's also really easy to see. Obviously, I got a view all the way over to the next crest over there, the next ridge line. The other benefit is this road is blocked off. It has a gate on it. And that's honestly great for hunters because while it makes you do a little bit more legwork, benefit is you don't have to worry about ATVs or dirt bikes and all that nonsense, because those are the bane of many hunters' existence. And as y'all can see, I did bring my shotgun along just in case I saw any turkey, grouse, quail, you name it, it's upland season as well. But I'm not planning on sitting and glassing at these spots for too long. What I really want to do is come here, see what they're about, check them out, and then move on to the next one. Basically see if they're worth spending some more time at later. You could also tell by these track marks, which were probably made by the feller buncher, that this logging operation was really recently done, as well as obviously the slash pile that has not been burned yet. So probably within the past 5 to 6 months, meaning that gate's gonna be up there next week when hunting season starts. So spots number 1 and 2 were definitely very promising, but they also had some major drawbacks. The biggest one being access. Both of those spots, in order to get to them, you have to drive on a very skinny single lane road with very few adequate turnoffs. It's mostly just kind of cliffside road, cliffside. And the problem with that is it's being heavily actively logged. And I don't have a problem with that, but that means there's a lot of log trucks coming up and down that hill, and it was pretty stressful. I didn't literally run into 3, but I met 3 as I was going up the hill. So that was a little sketchy, probably stressful for them. I know it was stressful for me, so I'm not totally checking that one off the list, but definitely something to consider. Plus side to it being logged actively is you have those spots that have been cut within the past 6 months to 6 years. And that's great because wildlife is gonna love that. It's gonna be open space where I'm gonna be able to see clearly. But again, it's kind of like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Especially once the snow falls, a lot of those roads are really steep, plus the single track. I don't know if it's worth it. Spot 2, it's a pretty rough road, or at least the back section was. Now it's starting to smooth up a little bit. That's why I'm holding the camera right now instead of having it on my dash. got a little den. It is right on the side of the road here. Definitely not big enough for a grizzly, but my bet would be on a cat, and that it's using this road here as a little corridor to get to and from. Pretty neat. If you've ever heard of or seen mica glass, this is what mica looks like in its raw form. Grows on the side of rocks in these sheets of, I guess you could call them crystals. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, even though it was pretty informal. We covered a lot of ground, saw some beautiful scenery. I didn't see any deer or elk, but I did see some pretty good deer and elk sign at all the stops that we went at, which is pretty good. So I'm looking forward to this hunting season. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. Hit the hype button, because that's apparently a thing now. Share the video with someone you think also might enjoy it. Comment down below if you have any comments or questions. And subscribe to see more hunting videos as well as modern mountain man videos. I also want to share with you that while I was out here in this massive, expansive forest, I lost my wallet. But thankfully I had a pretty good idea as to where it might be, because I got swarmed by a bunch of bees uphill here. And as I was basically barrel rolling down the hill, I figured that it flew out of my pocket there. Lo and behold, found my wallet. And you guys can probably tell that finding a brown leather wallet in this sea of brown and green is next to impossible, probably worse than needle in a haystack. And yet I still did it. So with that, you guys, hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Think for yourself, shoot straight, and I will see you next time.